Hello again, so this is a video on servicing a Mercedes Sprinter W906 313 model with the om651 diesel 4-cylinder twin turbo. As you can see, I bought the genuine parts from a dealer on eBay, which worked out to be cheaper than buying just the oil from Euros, so that's worth having a look at. So obviously start by taking the air filter housing off. There are clips for the oil fill and the jump start location, and obviously undo the air intake hose and two electrical connectors. Once all of that is done, the air filter housing just lifts up and pulls out of the way. Then you can take the engine cover off the top of the engine, which is also just clipped down, so just pull it up. With that out of the way, you can now see the fuel filter and the oil filter locations. So underneath, the drain bung is a 13mm. Standard right hand thread, so lefty loosey. At this point I've already ran the engine up to temperature, so the oil drains a bit easier. Warm oil is thinner, so it drains out easier. So take the drain bung out and leave that oil draining while we do the other bits. So then go up top and remove the oil filter, which uses a special socket. I can't remember what the size is. Again, normal right hand thread. Unscrew the oil filter. At which point you can then take the oil filter out of its housing. And there are 3 seals on this housing. So there's the one that seals to the cap to the housing itself, and then you've got 2 lower ones. The new filter comes with these new seals. If you forget to replace the lower 2, you're going to have oil pressure issues, and if you forget to replace the top one, you're going to have an oil leak. You don't want either of them. So putting the new seals on, just lubricate them with a bit of old engine oil. Make sure you don't twist them. These O-rings are different sizes, but it's pretty easy to see which goes where. The new filter also has seals built into it at either end, so chuck a bit of oil on them before you put it into the cap. And make sure it's fully pressed down. And you can refit it to the engine. Yeah, nothing special about this, just screw it back down. And as you'll see on the cap there, it says 25 Newton meters. So if you've got a torque wrench, torque it down to 25 Newton meters. Now this is for the air filter itself, which is a T25 Torx bit to remove all the screws around the air filter housing. I think there's 7 or 8 screws. So obviously unscrew all them screws, and then the lid lifts off and forwards to expose the filter. Chuck the old filter away. Make sure the filter housing is free from debris. You will get some flies and leaves and that kind of stuff in the bottom of the filter housing. And put the new filter in, screw the lid back down. Simple. Now onto the fuel filter. There are 3 tubes and 1 electrical connector. Some of these have a different filter. I'm not sure what the difference is. It might not have this electrical connector. I think they've got a heater built into these, a fuel heater. And to remove these pipe clips, just a flat blade screwdriver, small flat blade screwdriver, and pop them open. Pull the tubes off. And there's a drain tube that's just clipped on down the way, down there. And pop the clips out of the fuel filter housing. And then you can pull the filter out, fit the new one. Obviously reconnect all the pipes. The 2 fuel tubes are different sizes, so you can't mix them up. Make sure you reroute everything how it came off. I just use some side cutter pliers to reclamp the fuel hoses. Just double check them clamps are tight and the hoses won't move. And then obviously put the drain bung back in and you can refill it with oil. To bleed the fuel filter, you turn the ignition on and the electric pump in the fuel tank will pump for 20 seconds or so. Just do that, turn the ignition on and off a few times, and that will fill up the fuel filter and prime the fuel system again, and then it should start straight up. They take between 11 and 12 litres of oil. Obviously build it back up, run it, make sure there are no leaks. All good. Please like and subscribe. Any comments, put them down below. Thank you.